Hi friends, it's Anne here, and today's video is my buys and buys video for the month of November. So basically what this video is like a monthly roundup haul plus a monthly empties. I like to put them together to kind of see how much I'm spending versus how much I'm using up. This is going to be a long one, so maybe grab your tea, grab your coffee, put this one on the background while you're cleaning the house, because this is going to be a long one. We got a lot to talk about. So let's start off with my Sephora haul. So the VIB sale was, I think it was in November. It didn't start at the end of October. Some years it starts at the end of October. I think it started in November. This year, I didn't create a video on my actual haul. I did like a shopping casually kind of video, like shopping online. But I only bought 3 things. So that's why I didn't bother doing like an actual haul video. But I say only. The big thing was this monster. If you didn't know what this is, if you have not been paying attention to YouTube in the past little while, this is the Pat McGrath Labs Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey palette. This is the holiday palette for this year. This bad boy costs $103 Canadian, and it's beautiful. The colors are lovely. Sorry, there we go. Try and get it at an angle where it doesn't reflect too much. Let's do some swatching. I'm just going to do some quick swatches here. Let's do some mattes. I think there's only 4 mattes. So let's do the 4 mattes. 4 mattes there. I don't know if you can tell how quickly and easily those swatched, and how pigmented they are. Alright, so there are some swatches right there. And they are so pigmented and beautiful. Like, the mattes are nice. I think it's nice that they've had some mattes in this palette. That's one of the reasons why I did pick this up, because I felt like it was a nice compliment. Last year's palette didn't have mattes, and I felt like all the shimmers, when I look at the shimmers in the palette, I feel like there's lots of like one and done kind of shades in here. I will be honest though, like the one shade I probably used the most or gravitated towards the most, it looks like it's white on camera, is this like lavender color. That's it right there. It's like a silvery lavender. It's kind of like the shade I have in my Carly Bible palette, but like on steroids. It's much brighter. I don't have any of this on today, like this palette on today. I did do a look with this palette and film that with my Get Ready With Me. I also posted looks of this palette on my Instagram. So lots of places where I have looks of this palette. Do I recommend this palette? Maybe. It's super expensive. So like if you are on a tight budget, don't buy this. Like just don't. Like unless you're, you budgeted for it and you have allocated that you're okay to spend money on this, then go for it. My other thing about this is I was all about like, it's so pigmented, and you'll hear everybody say that it's so pigmented. I'm going to be the voice of so pigmented isn't always so great. I sometimes struggle when eyeshadows are super pigmented because I feel like I need to be more careful. Like I've got really deep set eyes. They're uneven, and if eyeshadows are really pigmented, I feel like I gotta think more. And sometimes in the morning, I just want to slap a look on. I don't want to think too hard about it. So sometimes using this palette was a bit tricky because I'd go in with a shadow and I'm like, too much, back up. And yeah, it kind of can be a bit difficult for someone like me to use a palette like this on a day-to-day basis. I also feel like the one thing I want to note is these shadows do go on much better with just your finger. Like you'll get really, these sort of sparkly topper type shades. I won't say they're sparkly topper. They're more like metallics. Like you get that richness if you just use your finger. If you use a brush, you're not going to get it as intensely, which can be good and can be bad, right? Depends on what you're going for. So generally though, when I'm grabbing this, I want to go for that metallic intense look. So I am looking to do that. I do find it a bit tricky to use like on a day-to-day basis, so just putting that out there. The second thing I bought was the NARS, what do you call this? Soft Matte Complete Concealer. And I bought this in the shade Light 0.2 Creme Brulee. I already have one. I have it in Light 2.75 Chanel, or It must be Canal, not Chanel. I don't know why I said Chanel. There's no H. Canal. This shade is a little dark for me, especially right now, like under the eyes. So that's why I got this shade. And they're both sort of in that light, cool tone range. I'll just swatch them for you so you can see the difference in the shade. They're not a whole lot different. Like one's 2.5, one's 2.75. They're pretty close. That's one thing I do like about this range is there is a huge range and they're fairly close together in shades. I haven't looked at deeper tones. So I don't know about the deeper side, but I know on the light side, that's what they look like. I do agree with someone, I forget who mentioned this, that they should have this in like a mini. They have the creamy concealer in a mini. I don't know why they don't put this in a mini because it's a lot of freaking product. So hopefully you can see that. The top shade is the Creme Brulee, the bottom shade is Canal, and the top shade's just a bit brighter, a bit more pinky. Bottom shade's a bit deeper, a bit more peachy. So they both work for me. I just feel like Canal is just a little deep this time of year. Like it's starting to get a little, like I'm noticing it a bit more, whereas this just really blends right in. I'm actually wearing this today under my eyes. And the last thing I picked up was just a repurchase. This is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow PHA plus BHA Pore Tight Toner. I really enjoyed this, so I bought another one. It's kind of pricey for the size. I think it's about $20 for just this mini. But it does last a while. Like I think this lasted me, if I used it straight, it probably lasted me 3 to 4 months, maybe 5 months. But yeah, I enjoyed this product. I kind of interchanged between this one and the Glow Recipe one. And I like both. Probably the only reason why I wouldn't stick to this one is because it is a little bit more expensive. And the Glow Recipe, I think I said Glow Recipe, the Pixie one. The Pixie one is also expensive in and of itself. But yeah, this is one of those products, like, I do feel like it does help keep my skin clear. I don't know about pore, like, tightening, but I feel like it does help keep it clear. And it's just like one of those, like, aesthetically nice products to use. And I do feel like it does help with some of the, like, exfoliation. Like, I feel like this past year, I haven't had as much of, like, the dry patches as much as I've had in previous years. And I think that's due to, like, bringing in this product as well as the Pixie Glow Tonic. That's the name of the product. That's why I was mixing them up. They both have glow in the names. So in total at Sephora, I spent $146.45. Then I had a whole bunch of stuff from Stylevana, which some of it I bought and some of it I got sent. So I was super excited to get that stuff from Stylevana. I'm not going to go through every single item because I did a whole freaking video on that, but I have been playing with these products since I filmed that. And there's a couple items that I just want to call out. So I would say one of like the standout favorites for me is this Heimish mascara. So this is the mascara I'm actually wearing today. I don't think it necessarily gives me like the best lashes, but I like the way it looks. I do think it does give more lengthening, not super volume, but there's still some volume. And this is a tubing mascara, which, what have I been? I've always wanted to try tubing mascara, but I don't know of any drugstore ones. And this is drugstore priced, even though I can't just like go pick this up at the local drugstore, which is kind of annoying. It is drugstore price. I think it was like around $10-ish. This was something that I didn't buy myself. They did send me this one. Yeah, it was around $10 to buy this, $10.50. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. And this is the dumb thing. I'm hoping you guys understand this. Some days I want to put makeup on, but it's like 2 p.m. and I know I'm going to wash it off like in a few hours. So I'm like, and especially in the mascara, you're like, oh, it's going to be a pain to take off the mascara. I can do a quick look, throw on a quick like 1 or 2 shadows and throw this on and feel like I'm put together, but not be like, it's going to be a pain in the ass to take my makeup off later, which I'm going to take off in like a few hours. I don't mind so much if I'm doing my makeup first thing in the morning, like most days during the week, I'm doing my makeup at like 7 in the morning and I'm wearing it all day. But like on a weekend, sometimes like I don't put makeup on at all. Or I decide, like, I don't know, I just randomly decide I want to put some makeup on at like 2 p.m. And I hesitate sometimes because I'm like, oh, it's just going to be a pain to like put it on and then just take it all off again. And this is so easy to put on and take off. So that's like a standout product to me, unexpectedly. Another product I do want to call out because in the video, I struggled with this. I did put a screenshot in the video and it's very pale on me on its own. I'm going to throw up another picture. Once I wear this with like a full face of makeup with actual like powder and bronzer and contour, it looks fine. Like it's not so pale that it's like not workable. it's just a hint too pale, if that makes sense. So once you kind of do everything else, it all sort of blends together. And this looked really nice. Like, I actually really like the way this looks on my skin. Again, I've talked about, like, I just did a foundation review testing. I hate when foundations like really stick into like my pores and like emphasize texture. And I feel like because this has sort of that glass finish, it sits really nicely on the skin. It's not super long wearing. I'm going to put that out there. I don't feel like this is a product that you're going to get like it's not full coverage either. You're going to still see like, you know, some discoloration and things like that on your skin. But does this look really nice? Yes. I think I'm going to maybe try and get a different, like little, I think you can buy a different sponge to put in there, like a different color. I think though there's only like 3 shades of this. So I think there's only one other color I can buy that might work for me, which probably will, because this is pretty close. So again, if you want to see a full review of all those products, I have all of that in my Stylevana video. Just want to talk about the money in this video. So the order that I purchased myself, I spent $68.73. So someone did ask me, did I have to pay duties? So sometimes when we get stuff here in Canada, you pay like the taxes on the website and then the box gets here, but then you can't actually pick it up. It happens a lot with DHL. You can't actually pick it up until you pay extra duties on top of what you already paid. And like half the time you don't know that. And it really sucks because sometimes it's super expensive. Like you might have bought like, just say you bought like $75 worth of makeup and the duties are like $40. Like it doesn't make sense. I don't know what the duties, like how it all works out. Anyway, I didn't pay duties on the order, on either order, like the one that I ordered or the one they sent me. I don't know if it has to do with I spent $68. I know sometimes like if you spend more than 75 or 100, I think it's around 100. If you spend more than 100, you might end up paying duties with certain things. Don't know about Stylevana. Haven't tried purchasing more than 100 myself. Now what they sent me, so they sent me a lot of items. Like I feel like I got a lot. They sent me 10 items and the value of what they sent me was $115.40. So had I paid for that order myself, I would have spent $115.40, which I think is actually super reasonable. Like, I'm really happy at how reasonable the prices are. Like, again, I talked about my Stylevana video, and the pricing is a bit confusing because everything's always on sale. So you kind of have to, like, it's sort of ranges of prices. But if you have an idea of, like, what the range is, you'll have an idea if you're getting a decent price for it compared to, like, another site. Pleasantly surprised at how affordable everything was. I just had to go get this product because it was in my shower. So the next item I bought because I dyed my hair, and it was this. It's the Garnier Fructis Color Shield Fortifying Shampoo. I went for like the cheapest option in the store. I think this was like $2.99, and I know you can get it even cheaper than that some places, but I bought this at $2.99 Canadian. And my last item is gonna like segue us into the Empties in a way. The last purchase I did, no, this is not what you think it is. This is a knockoff. This is a hairdryer from Amazon, but it looks like the Dyson hairdryer. So, again, it's in my Empties. My hairdryer kind of died, which I'll talk about in the Empties. And so I've been looking for a replacement. I knew I needed to get a replacement. Like, it died a while ago. And I've been looking and looking and looking. I definitely was like, I don't think I want to pay for the Dyson. I was looking for, prior to the hairdryer I have now, I used to just use like a travel size one. I like the smaller hair dryers just because I feel like they're easier to hold. Like you don't have to hold it way out here. And there was a T3 hair dryer. This is a story, okay? There's a T3 hair dryer that's like a travel one. Kind of suspicious that it's got high reviews, but like a whole bunch of the reviews are like promotional reviews. Like people got sent the product for free. So I'm like, eh. But I liked the size of it. I liked that it had the attachments that come with it. It seemed pretty good. And everywhere, like it cost about $200 Canadian, but everywhere had it on sale for like $150, except for Shoppers Drug Mart. And what I was thinking of doing was, normally Shoppers Drug Mart has a points event every once in a while, and it's normally, so it's every like dollar. So like if you have 200,000 points, it's $200. Well, they do an event where it's like 200,000 points goes for $300. So you basically get an extra $100. Lo and behold, Sephora or Shoppers Drug Mart changes it, and they do 250,000 points for $400, which is a good deal, but I only have like 210 points. And I'm like, and they have the hairdryer, but it's $200. Everywhere else has it, it's $150. So it would have made more sense to use like half of my points on that hairdryer and not spend any money. Can you see where I'm going with the math with this one? But I ended up not getting it because I didn't have enough points to hit that next point level, so I was kind of annoyed. And it's not on sale there, where it's on sale everywhere else. So it's like, well, maybe I'll just buy it at Sephora for $150 and get, Sephora points for it. Kind of annoyed that I missed the Sephora sale with it, but then it looks like they're going to have like a one-time sale for like 20% off. You can use one time in December, so it's like, well, maybe. And then I started like looking elsewhere. So like, I've been looking for a while, so I was looking like in store in different drugstores. I was looking at Winners. Nothing was really standing out to me. Again, I was kind of wanting to get a travel size. Then I started like looking on Amazon, and I came across this one, and I was like, well, it's kind of small, like because it's like the Dyson, and so it's kind of like a travel size. And then I also wanted to make sure that it had like the different settings, like so you have like low. This one actually has like a fan, a low heat, and a high heat, and then it's got a heat and a cool, and it's actually like not a cold shot, like you can actually just turn it on and be cold. Well, I haven't tried the be cold. I don't know if it's cold or just like air. I haven't tried it yet, but yeah, I've only used this today, so I've used it once. My hair is dry. I also though put in a hair protectant spray because I was a bit worried about using a new hairdryer. So that's bad science. I have 2 new variables, so I can't really tell. Because I'm not really a huge fan of like putting stuff in my hair, but I was a bit worried because I didn't know how hot this was. Anyway, I bought this because it was a bit more affordable than the Dyson one. It's actually even more affordable than the T3 one that I was thinking of. This ended up costing, it was $62.99 Canadian plus tax. It's got a crazy weird long name, like typical Amazon. It's not just like the T3 travel dryer. So yeah, I've only used this once. It comes with 3 attachments. It does come with, there are 2 like this that are almost identical. One's just like slightly narrower, and then it has like the diffuser, the one that you can use for like scrunching your hair in. It is a little heavier than my existing one, which I'm kind of like not loving. But it's not like heavy. It's just heavier. Like my existing one, well, you'll see it coming up in the empties. It's old. So summing up the buys for November. November wins the award for second place for most number of items and most money spent. So in November, I spent $337.19. The value of everything that I either bought or was sent to me was $523.38. And I brought in a whopping 27 items, 15 of those are makeup. That's a lot of makeup to bring in. That's something I want to focus on for next year in terms of bringing that notch down a little bit. The only other month that I had more was March. March was $360 and 44 items. I brought in a lot in March. So yeah, we're doing okay. My budget for next month, I already have it kind of planned. So I'm a little ahead of schedule. I've already bought some Wet n Wild stuff because I'm going to do a Wet n Wild testing video. I actually kind of bought some of that over a little while, but it's all going to be for my November budget. The other thing that I want to buy, and I'm kind of sad it's not actually at Sephora, is this Braun IPL thing. I actually think somebody just did a video on this, and it's so funny because it's like I've been looking at buying this, and I was like, they just did. I haven't watched her video yet. Sabrina, that's who it is. I think it's the same product. I haven't actually seen her video, but it's the same kind of product. It's like a Braun IPL. It's not an epilator. I have one of those. I call it a weed whacker. It's a little scary. This is like a IPL, so it's the light thing, so your hair sort of like dies in a way, and it should be permanent, like it should be more long lasting, I'm hoping. It's pretty expensive though. It's like around $500 Canadian. I think it's a bit on sale at Best Buy, so I might buy that. So that's my one really big purchase that's coming up in December, I think. I'll probably buy it in December. But that's kind of like between that and the Wet n Wild, I'm kind of like trying to keep it like keep the budget low. Like I don't want to buy too much. It's easy at like Christmas time to be like, yay, spoil yourself, buy some things. And I'm trying to limit that, which I'll talk a little bit more in my next buys and buys video in terms of the plan for 2022, because I've already been kind of planning and thinking about what I want to do for next year. Since we ended on the hairdryer on the purchases side, we're going to segue into the Empties side with hair dryers and hair stuff. So I do, I guess, have a hair dryer empty. This is my hair dryer. It's the Con Air something or other, 1875. Like, I don't know how old this is. It's real old. I am pretty sure I brought this to this apartment. I don't think I bought it when I lived here. And I've been here 10 years. So I've had this for a long time. It did have like the cool shot and just like a high and low medium setting. The reason it still works, like it still blows air. I think it's lighter than the other one because it's just like plastic, is this. So while this clips in, this is how I use my hair dryer. I use this. Actually, I brought it with me. I use this and this hairbrush, and that's how I like blow out my hair. Soon as this hair dryer gets hot, this falls off. And this little plastic piece bounces all over the tile floor. Making a huge loud noise, and of course it gets super hot. So yeah, it's just not usable for me anymore because I like to have the focused hair because I like to dry it down so I don't get too much frizz coming up. But yeah, the other thing I don't like about this is it is bigger, so I have to like hold it further away from my head. It took me a long time. I remember, because like I said, I used to use like a travel hair dryer for a long time. For like probably 10 years, and then I switched to this, and I used to hit the back of my head all the time when I first started using this because I was used to blow drying closer to my head, which is probably not good for the heat. But anyway, yeah, this is in rough shape. Like she's ready to go. She's probably ready to go a while ago. But I'm one of those people, like if something is still usable, I don't want to just replace it just to have something new. If like that was still workable, I still felt like my hair was blow dried pretty okay, but yeah, to me it's not usable anymore now that the like little hair director component piece just falls off. Like it for a while there, it was like so how I usually do my hair is I let it air dry for quite some time if I can, as much as possible, and then I'll just blow dry it to get it straight. Otherwise my hair has a bit of like just like light wave to it. It's not perfectly straight, but when I was using that, I could use it and get my hair dry and it might fall off like close to the end of drying my hair. It's like, okay, that's not so bad. And then the past couple times I tried using it, like within like 30 seconds of trying to blow dry my hair, the little component would just fall off. And I've been using it like the past couple weeks without the little like thingy, and I don't like using it without that little thingy. So to me it was like not usable anymore. So continuing on with hair stuff, I used 2 hair products that I think I brought up last month that I purchased. These 2 things. So the first thing I want to talk about is the hair color remover. This is the color before. I think this is in the extra. Removes dark tones and color buildup. I think this is from the it's from the Revolution brand. And that picture on the back shows kind of like what the product does, and it's fairly accurate. So I'll put up a picture on the screen of what my hair looked like right after I used this. The one thing about using this, no one told me, it smells terrible. And my hair smelled terrible. And like my hair, like my comb, I had to like wash my comb several times because the smell was still in the comb. It kind of smells like a perm. If you remember perm smells, combined with sulfur. So like poopy perm smell. Like it was awful. It's so bad. I did not know that. It kind of deters me from trying to use this again, but it did work. It did get the color out of my hair. And the one thing, so it has like super lengthy instructions because it is a little different. Like I've dyed my hair. I mean, I've been dyeing for like 25 years probably now, on and off, maybe longer. How old am I? I don't know. At least since I was like 15. I think that's the first time I dyed my hair myself. And this is a little different. There's like kind of steps that you have to do, and there's like another component to it. So you have to read through the instructions. And I suggest reading a couple times. I think they even say read a couple of times. And they do say in the instructions that it doesn't just necessarily strip the color. So it strips the color and it explains how it does that. But your hair might be lighter than what it normally is because some darker hair dyes still have like a peroxide element to it that bleaches your hair a little bit. So your hair will be slightly bleached in some places. And definitely like when I had my hair done at the hairdresser, so the last time it was colored was at the hairdressers. And I remember them saying that they used, to get the roots similar in color to the rest of my hair, they used 2 different colors. And I remember her saying that the color they used up here had like a lightener in it. And so yeah, I definitely had sort of like bleached, slightly bleached looking hair after using this, and it stunk. Like my hair stunk. So then I went in with this, This is supposed to be purple. Look at that purple. Look at that beautiful purple. Sorry, the reflection's not helping. See? Purple. Look how purple it looks. There we are. My hair is not purple. So the video, I think it's my last lip update video. I dyed my hair right before filming that video. So that video, like, was a fresh. I hadn't washed my hair yet or anything. And that's, like, the most intense I could get it. I also kind of feel like this is the first time I've ever noticed this. So I do have kind of long hair. Like, it's longer than I think I realized. It's getting there. I probably should have bought 2 boxes. I've never had to use 2 boxes of hair dye before. My hair's not very thick. It's like medium. Everything about my hair is like medium. Like, it's medium texture, medium thickness. It's just right in the middle. I've always felt like 1 box of hair dye has always been enough. I probably should have bought 2. This is also like when you dye your hair red and it's like a bloody massacre, but this was a purple massacre. Like, there's just purple everywhere. And then when you're rinsing your hair out, it's just like constantly purple. Like, I always find that funny when you're dyeing it with red and it's like, it looks hideous and there's red everywhere. So there's a lot of like purple pigment in this dye. It just doesn't stick to the hair. And I saw that with a lot of the comments. There was a couple of people that said this worked for them. There's a lot of people said this didn't work for them. This did not work for me. So we're back to the drawing board to figure out what we can put in our hair to make it purple. And I don't really care for it to be like a bright purple. Like, this is not super bright, I don't think. But I guess maybe I need to have a brighter... And again, after using this, I thought I had a pretty decent base. Bright enough base, but I guess it wasn't. So yeah, we're gonna try it again at some point. We'll try something else. I was actually looking at some videos from this time last year when I did that. It was this brand, but it was the Black Cherry. And I was like, man, I really liked my hair back then. It's really good. So I might just go and get the Black Cherry color again and do that. Do the purple another day, another time, another season. We'll see. So yeah, that was kind of a bust on the hair front. Experiment failed. And then finally we'll go through the Empties box. I haven't actually done all my tallies yet, so when I do the totals at the end, I'm going to have to do that after I film this. But let's just dive into this. So I have one non-beauty item in here. This is the Wallflower of Vanilla Bean. I love this. If you love a pure vanilla scent, this is a really nice vanilla scent. It's that musky vanilla, like that warm vanilla scent. Really, really nice. Love that one. I have one declutter item. This is the Hikari. I don't even know what color this is in. Merlot. It's just a lip gloss. This I was wearing in my last lip update video, so this is the lip color I'm wearing. And while it looks really nice, it does look really nice. Like, I like the color, and I do like how this looks. It is so freaking finicky. Like, it's so pigmented and so glossy that it's so easy for it to just look like, you know, a toddler with jam all over the face. Like, it doesn't. And I have too many lip products to be bothered with this. And I'm finally ready to let it go. And you know, like, this is a big win for me, to declutter something that's not even like a quarter finish. Actually, I have no idea how much I've used of this. And I don't think I would ever be able to tell, because I think it's all sort of stuck to the sides. And I've had this for a long time. I definitely did not buy this myself. This came in probably a BoxyCharm circa 2016, 2017, in that range. And yeah, it's just too pigmented. And I have other lip glosses that are pigmented, but this one's also really thick as well. Like, it's just fine. It doesn't act the way I want it to act, and it's too hard to make it work. So, one declutter item. And I'm okay with that. Oh, I'm missing one thing. I do have a mask. I'll put the picture up here, sitting in my bathroom right now. I did do a face mask, so we're slowly getting through those face masks. Slowly but surely. I do like them. The one thing I have been doing is I have eye patches, so I'll put the eye patch on, and then I put the mask on. Because the eye patches I have, they're nice, they're fine. They slide though, like, they rarely ever just stay on my face. I feel like they just slide right off. So if I put them on and then I put the mask on, they stay there, and I'm getting like double duty. So yeah, I do have a face mask, so it's similar. I also use one of these. Like, these come up every once in a while. My Dr. Dennis Gross Alpha Beta Universal Daily Peel. I was kind of hoping with I'm using the pineapple exfoliator from Good Molecules, and I was like, well, maybe that will be a replacement. Like, I can use that instead of this. And not quite. They're not the same. While the pineapple exfoliator does give a good exfoliation, like physical exfoliation, I think, no, it must be chemical. There must be some sort of chemical in there. It's a powder, and then you mix it with water. I do feel like after I use that, my face feels smooth. I just feel like this product, you know when your face just feels textury and congested? that's when I go for this. It's not necessarily like the flaky bits, which this does help with that too. But this almost helps with that like congested feeling face. I feel like after I use this, that sort of helps clear all that up. And this again that's like more of like a next day kind of thing, whereas the pineapple exfoliator is like, it's immediate, obviously. Speaking of pineapple, I have a pineapple brightening jelly mask. I forgot I had these. These are from the Masquerade brand. I got this from Topbox. And oh, that's what I want to mention. My numbers from previous months are slightly off because I forgot Topbox items. Not a whole lot. Like the Topbox, it was the Luxe box that I bought. I got them every quarter. There's 2 Luxe boxes. One I missed entirely, and one I missed partially. I'm not sure how I did that in my totals for my purchases. I fixed all that. I can't remember exactly, but it would have been like April and then July, I think. So my April and July numbers, they're a lie. Whatever I have posted is wrong in my previous videos. So my totals, if you went through all my videos and were adding things up like a weirdo, and then you'll see like my final totals, it won't make sense. Because I'm going to fix those. I don't know where exactly the numbers are. And it's not a whole lot because the boxes were only around like $33 Canadian each. So yeah, I'm off probably about $50 from in total, I think. Anyway, forgot about these. When I was going through the purchases list, I'm like, oh yeah, I had those masks. And this is a nice little mask. I kind of keep forgetting. I can get like 2 masks out of this little tube. It's just a little too much for one. But I definitely, if I, budget it properly, I can get 2. And I do feel like after you use this, your face does look brighter. Like I do feel like my skin looks brighter after using this. So it's a nice little mask. It's like a gel texture and you just like put it on and then wipe it off after like 15 minutes or so. More skincare. Lots of skincare. We have lots of skincare. Only 2 makeup items. So, well, this is kind of a makeup item. This is a quasi. This is the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer with vitamin C and banana powder inspired pigments. I don't know what that means. It does have like a citrusy scent. I didn't like the scent of this. I think some people do like it. It reminds me of something that I didn't like in the past. And that's why I'm just like, nah, it's not. It's okay. I actually used it today. I kind of though think I probably would like this primer because it has vitamin C. And I feel like I have a hard time mixing vitamin C into my skincare. So I do have that vitamin C powder from Good Molecules that I use every once in a while. But I'm just so like, I don't know what it is, but vitamin C, I feel like I'm afraid of it interacting with my other actives. I feel like I'm going to get too many actives if I put vitamin C in. So I just don't use it that often. Whereas this could be a way I could get it in there with my primer. But I don't know. It was fine. Speaking of, it was fine. Actually, and Luxe Box. This was from the Luxe Box. This was the Biosense Squalane and Omega Repair Cream. I finished this up. It was fine. I think this was making me break out a little bit. So, I don't know if I really liked it. It was fine though. Doesn't really have much of a scent. Just smells like moisturizer. I kind of prefer the Belief one over this. So I wouldn't purchase that. Speaking of Belief, I got 3 Belief products here. Again, I was going through my purchases and looking through like minis and like, oh my god, I bought that Belief, the kit like last Sephora holiday, I think. So I finished up. There's the Belief Aqua Bomb Hydrating Toner. This is quite a nice little toner. It's actually one that I might consider buying full size as a hydrating toner because I keep talking about the Caudalie one that I have not found a proper replacement for. But it's a nice little toner. Also have the Aqua Bomb Makeup Removing Cleansing Balm. This stuff smells so good. It's totally like a lime margarita. It's so good. It makes me want to drink a margarita. It's fine. I don't mind this. I don't feel like it takes your makeup off. I don't feel like it like leaves any residue. I don't feel like it. I think it does maybe cloud your eyes up a little bit, but not to any like extent. So it's a nice little cleansing balm. And then another product I really like from Belief, and I probably would buy this in a full size. I've had so many minis, and I think I'm out of minis now. This is the Belief Moisturizing Eye Balm. And I like this as like a daytime eye moisturizer. I am using the Glow Recipe Avocado, but it's a retinol, so I only use it at night. And it's pretty thick, so I'm not really comfortable using it in the daytime. So I was using this as a daytime eye cream. So I am a little sad that this is empty because I kind of like it. It's not like transformative, but it's just enough moisture for under the eye area for daytime. One little perfume empty. This is the Crabtree Raw Instinct scent. Oh, this was also in a top box, Luxe box. I didn't really care for this, but I powered through it. It dissipated pretty quickly. It's a weird scent. I don't even know how to describe it. I'll put the notes on the screen. I think I even said that in the Top Box video. I was like, I don't even know what this is. I think some people would really love this. Like, they would really, really love this. It kind of reminds me of, like, the Clean Skin fragrance. Like, it's a scent that really has no, like, it's not floral. It's not, I guess it maybe lives in the musky world, because it's not floral. It's not gourmand. It's just different. I didn't love it, though. Like, it's an okay scent, but it's not me. If that makes sense. I do have a nail polish empty. Yay! So I talked about this in my nail polish project pan. This is the Julep polish in Lorraine. So really pretty color. I am kind of sad that this is finished. I do like the Julep nail polishes. It's a shame that I'm finishing them all up, but, you know, they gotta go. I gotta make room for new and exciting things. But this was a really pretty purple. And then I have 2 makeup empties. So my last lip project pan update, I talked about this. This is the ColourPop Lippie Stick in the shade Kiddo in the sheer formula. She's all done, which I'm kind of sad because I actually really enjoyed that. It was a nice product. It's an easy purse product. So talking about, like, I want my lip products to be more like this than like this. I want to be able to, like, put on a lip product and not think too hard about it and not be worried about it. And this is one of those products. This is not one of those products. And then my final empty is actually a foundation empty. So I haven't really talked about this at all. It wasn't in any project pans. But I was secretly panning it all year. Well, probably since the summertime. I think I was kind of focusing on it in the summertime, and then I kind of put it away, and then I kind of pulled it back out again because I knew I was getting close to finishing this. The label's all kind of messy, but this is the Clinique Even Better Glow foundation in the shade Ivory. I hope this is still available because I really liked this. I went through a love-hate with this because I really liked it when I bought it. Then I was doing some testing for something, and I was like, oh, this doesn't really look good in photos. This is a bit of a finicky foundation for me at times. Sometimes, if my skin's really having a bad, this is not going to look good. Like, it's just not going to look good. But if I go in lightly with this, like, you have to be careful, too. Like, this is not one that you want to try and build up, because it's just going to start looking weird. And it is glowy, so I wouldn't recommend this for anybody that has, like, oily skin or doesn't like a glow, because it definitely has a glow to it. You will notice it. But it's not, like, super extreme that it's really intense. But I do feel like I need to set this because I feel like it's a little too much on its own. But it was a nice little foundation. I don't know if I would repurchase it. Like, I would consider it, but I think the only thing holding me back from repurchasing this is I want to try other foundations, basically. And I don't love this enough right now to repurchase this. But this would be something, like, you know, when you're thinking about buying a foundation, like, I remember really liking that Clinique Even Better Glow foundation. I think I'm going to buy it again. Kind of like how I feel about the Maybelline, is it Maybelline Matte Fit and Poreless? Also, which I haven't bought in a really long time, the Revlon Color Stay. There's those certain foundations where you're like, yep, I'm going to like that. Oh, this is gonna be a long one. I don't know what the totals are for my empties, so I'm gonna have to do that post production. And so I'll put the empties total on the screen. So I did have 1 non-beauty item and 1 declutter, and the rest are empties. So I've talked about that in past videos. The value is just the empties. The counts that I keep track of is just the empties. And yeah, so I'll put up on the screen I think it's this side, will go the buys, the things that I purchased, and the number of items, the value, and what I paid for, versus the number of items I finished, the value, and how much I spent on them on this side. It's going to be so unbalanced this month, like so bad. Next month's not going to be any better. But I'm hoping in 2022, oh my God, that the balance, we're going to bring balance back into the world. And it's going to be an intentional balance, not a Thanos balance of, like, just get rid of 50%. Doesn't matter who, 50%. No, it's going to be an intentional balance in terms of buys and buys. Because that's kind of what I was doing with this video, is I wanted to kind of do it organically and see what things looked like. Next year is going to be a little less organic and a little more intentional, if that makes sense. But we'll talk about that more in my next buys and buys video. So my next buys and buys video will be December. And then I'll probably I don't know if I'll do it in the full video. It depends on how much I finish, how long that video will be. If I'll combine it with, like, the full year and talking about everything that I spent, I might do that in a separate video. I don't know, but we'll talk about then the plans for next year. Anyway, I'm now rambling, so we'll just wrap this up. I hope you liked this video. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.